Welcome back. Today in our Sunday Spotlight, news you can use for women regarding heart health. We're sharing some interesting facts from the American Heart Association in advance of the Go Red for Women Luncheon. It's coming up later this month. Duby McDowell is chair of this year's event. She's back here in Studio A, along with Adria Giordano, the executive director of the American Heart Association Connecticut. Welcome to both of you.
Great to be here.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you back.
Wonderful.
We've redone the studio. You're going to love the lighting. I love the lighting.
I like
it's
the
fantastic.
stools, too, the whole look.
So you are the chair of the Go Red Luncheon. It's coming up March 27th at the Convention Center. Why are you involved in this, Duke?
I have 3 older sisters, and we all are very aware of the fact that our father died from heart disease at 63. When that happens when you're very young, 63 seems like a long way away. We're all now in that time frame, and one sister went for a checkup and it was like there were some issues. We all started to get really serious about our heart health. And about a month after the final checkup that I have, I get a call from these guys saying, would I have any interest in sharing this effort? And I said, yes, I would.
Oh, it's perfect fit. Adria, tell me about the women's piece of this, because we hear about this every year, this Go Red for Women. It's the 20th year, but it's a big deal to really focus on women's awareness, right?
Yes, it is a big deal, and we're so grateful that we have Duby chairing this year's campaign. The American Heart Association is turning 100 years this year, and 20 years ago we started this initiative called Go Red for Women, and we focus on it because people are not aware that it's the leading cause of death for women. 1 in 3 women are going to die of cardiovascular disease. And even shocking is that over 44% of women over the age of 20 have some form of cardiovascular disease. So we know we need to bring awareness. And that's, you know, the Go Red for Women campaign is all about bringing awareness, bringing our volunteer leaders in to bring awareness and education around what we can do to stop this and to change these statistics. 80% of this is preventable.
I mean,
so
1 in 3 women die from cardiovascular disease.
It's alarming.
I could not believe it.
And on the website, 44% of women 20 plus are living with some sort of cardiovascular issue.
Yes.
I mean, it's a huge percent of the population who could benefit from this. And tell me about, you know, is that just part of getting the message out?
It is, and I will tell you what's even scarier than that is 45% of women are not aware that it is the leading cause of death. So we know we have to do a lot around the education tools. We raise money for this awareness. We want women to feel empowered and to take action, to know what to do. Part of it is that women present very differently than men, and women put themselves last. So if they're not feeling well, they kind of put off going to the doctor, or they're not sure.
Like, oh, I didn't want to bother the EMTs at 911, so I'm not going to call because...
Yeah.
Well, I told you before we started, the thing, I was looking through all the stats, the thing that was most alarming to me is women are less likely to survive bystander CPR. And it might be because people aren't doing it right because they don't want to put their hands on a woman who needs CPR.
Yes.
I mean, that's really startling.
It's very startling, and that's one of our messages, is that when Damar Hamlin had his cardiovascular issue, what happened
the Buffalo
is
Bills
that
player.
the Buffalo Bills, yes, thank you, is that chain of command was followed. Someone called 911, they immediately put their hands on him, his life was saved. We want to make sure the American Heart Association has what we call a nation of lifesavers. We are taking bystanders and teaching them hands-only CPR, not the breathing, but the hands-only, at least so they can know what to do if something ever happens, because most of the time cardiovascular heart attacks are not happening in a hospital. What can someone do? How can they put their hands on someone? And to your point, women are less likely to be helped if they go down. Some of it is people are afraid to touch a woman's chest. They're not comfortable. They think they might hurt them. So we need to change this and bring awareness so that women can be saved, and we can change these numbers.
And Duby, besides your family situation maybe making you want to do this, it's the Connecticut connection too, and that this money is going to help right here.
Yes, when I thought of the Heart Association in the past, I thought, not sure I'm going to get involved with this whole national effort. Everything that's going on with our lunch event that's coming up, all the funds raised, all the information is Connecticut. It's Connecticut research dollars, it's information. Adria goes to companies and teaches people how to do CPR, and I mean, it's very local, and that was a big attraction.
And I think a lot of people care about that their dollars will help here locally. So tell us more about the luncheon. What do people need to know? What's the word you want to spread?
I think it's that...
I have a seat for you at my table. I know you were wondering.
Yeah. It's Wednesday, March 27th. It's at the Connecticut Convention Center, and people can go online. We have sponsorships available. We have individual tickets available, tables. We're going to have, because it's the 20th anniversary of Go Red for Women, we're having an elevated experience. We're opening the doors a little early this year, and we're having what we are calling a Festival of Red. We're having hands-only CPR demonstrations, a tribute wall. We're having headshots, complimentary headshots. We are having survivors sharing their stories.
And West Hartford Mayor Sherry Cantor is the keynote, and she has 4 sons, and one of her sons was born with a very serious heart condition, and she's a great person to speak about all these things.
So certainly a great cause, and we had the information there on people's screens if they want to get involved, and we'll put it on all our social as well. Just maybe, we have just a few seconds left, maybe what's the message you want people to take away heart-wise? Not even just about the luncheon, but give us some words of wisdom. What do you want women to know? This is important stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Duby, when you're going through something, you don't think it could happen to me or it might not affect me. But the fact that 1 in 3 women have cardiovascular disease or will have that should be a wake-up call right there. And that we need to normalize these conversations. When something doesn't feel well, go to the doctor, get checked out, learn what you can do to prevent heart disease, know your family history, take action. And I think our Go Red for Women campaign is a great way for people to learn a little bit more about heart health for women. I mean, there's another statistic that 60% of women 80% of women will call for somebody else if they think something's happening, but they'll only call 60% of the time if it's happening to them. And so we just want to change that message and bring awareness.
And maybe just get that word out there, and people will think about things differently. Duby McDowell, Adria Giordano, thank you both for being with us, and hopefully people can go and check it out. Let's give the information again. The 2024 Greater Hartford Go Red for Women Luncheon. It's happening Wednesday, March 27th. It's at the Connecticut Convention Center. That, of course, is in Hartford. To buy tickets or to make a donation or maybe be a sponsor, head to heart.org/GoRedHartford. All the information is there. If you want more information specific to women's heart health, including signs and symptoms of heart attacks in women, you can find that on GoRedForWomen.org. That is CT24 for this week. CBS Sunday Morning is coming up next. Have a great rest of your weekend. We, of course, will meet you back here in Studio A next Sunday morning.